fuck at that money, then fuck at it. What he say? Bro, he's fast. He said, I'm locked in, I'm worried about you, I'm on Conley with them white folks. Conley with white folks. This nigga's stupid, bro. Well, I'm locked in. I'm not worried about you, I'm on Conley with white. Okay, we're reacting to a man who can't be friends with women is a predator. Or is predatory. J. Cole working at Marathon Burger in LA, bro. Why? Why is J. Cole getting a job, bro? J. Cole. Jermaine, what are you doing?
Alright, take a fries. They ready? Yeah. Dump them.
He not even seasoning it.
These ready?
Cole's lying about working a job.
You know what I mean? Just waiting on the next batch. Let me know. Marathon.
Discourse around men and women friendships, like can they be platonic, like is it even a thing, do you want men or women friends if you're the opposite gender? And I'm always amazed that it's even a topic of
I
conversation,
watched it. Can't
particularly
lie.
with men. Okay, and recently there was this whole like interview where Cam Newton, a former football player, in which he said, and I'm paraphrasing, that he's not going to be friends with a woman unless he's thinking about stabbing. And a lot of people have a problem with the stabbing terminology in reference to having relations.
That's
And
what
here's
he's
my thing, I
saying.
understand it sounds a bit aggressive, sounds horrible. I feel like stabbing is like the most literal term to use. Like it's more accurate than cracking, than hitting. You know what I mean? But again, I understand. We a different word would be better. Okay, but I'm just saying, like when people are like, "What? Wow, did he say?" It's like I get it. You know what I mean? And I know you saw the title. You might think this is just like a pandering type post, but no, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Okay, I will tell you that anytime I've been friends with an unattractive woman, it's been by accident. Like it never happens on purpose because I'm not gonna pursue any kind of interaction with someone that like I have a problem looking at. You know what I mean? But at the same time, that doesn't mean I'm gonna try to smash my friends. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if that is your mindset, it is a bit predatory. Because as a man, if you can't, like, if you yourself, okay, a lot of people say you shouldn't be friends with women, but if you yourself are like, I can't be friends with women because I want to sleep with them, what does that say about how you view women? And an argument that people make all the time is like, oh, like you have family members, like you have these kinds of relationships, but you don't want to sleep with them. You shouldn't have to be related for a woman for you to not want to sleep with her. And like I referenced in my last video, men and women are not that different. Like not different enough to the point where it's like I can't even be friends with these people. In all the discourse I've been seeing around the topic, like there have been men talking about like why they choose to not have women friends, why they don't like having women friends. And some of the things they bring up might be valid as far as like just valid behaviors that they don't like, where it's like, okay, obviously if you see someone exhibiting these behaviors, you wouldn't want to be friends with them. But dude, that doesn't stop you from being friends with niggas, bro. And niggas suck. Niggas are the worst. And when I say that, I don't mean like worse than women. I just mean like they're trash, bro. Like there's so many trash men out. Like you can't sit if you sit here and tell me that like things that men do in friendships don't get on your nerves, you're crazy. Like if you are a man and you have just a decent amount of friends, I know for a fact there is that one friend that annoys you sometimes. That, oh my gosh, thought I paused. There's that one friend that low key gets on your nerves, but they're still your friend. So it's like, I don't believe that you genuinely believe that women have these irredeemable qualities that you can't befriend. And also, I'm like, if those qualities are so bad that you can't have them in a friend, why would you even want to date a woman? Like, is the answer really just because you're attracted to women? If so, I feel like genuinely
Hold
that's
on.
not a good enough reason. And it just puts you in a bad spot because how are you going to
Wait.
relate to women? How are you going to
Damn.
interact with women? It just like if those qualities are so bad that you can't have them in a friend, why would you even want to date a woman? Like, is the answer really just because you're attracted to women? If so, I feel like genuinely that's not a good enough reason. And it just puts you in a bad spot because how are you going to relate to women? How are you going to interact with women if you only see them as something to involve yourself with romantic? And the thing is, all this stuff applies to women not being friends with men too, but like the discourse is about men right now, so that's why I'm kind of focused on this. But just know it applies both. And look, I'm not saying you got to be best friends with any women. I'm not saying you have to have them be like the best man in your wedding, and I'm not saying the inverse either. But people who have no friends, who cannot form a platonic relationship with people of the opposite gender, always, and I usually don't say always, are always worse in dating. Like, I'll just tell you anecdotally, like, I've been with women where they don't have like male friends that like they go out to dinner or like go out to eat with, but just like men that they like, oh, you know, my friend's boyfriend, we're on good terms. We have these like positive interactions. But I would consider something like that having
No.
male friends, right? Versus I knew a woman who did not talk to, did literally in the day to day, did not talk to any men. Like the only men that she ever had in her life, like throughout her life, were the men that she like was involved with romantically dating. And that woman was like the worst. And this really goes back to my last video because it's like when you view people in these different lenses, it makes it so hard for you to humanize. Still on you, I know you guys hated my painting in the last video. I got to do it again. Last time I was talking about straight women versus queer women. Right now I'm talking about people who have friends of the opposite gender versus don't. But like let's talk about just men right now. So this is man, and yeah, I'll just call him X, and then X right here. Okay, not gonna lie, I wish I would have made them Y. Okay, but anyways, let's hear men are X, and then women are Y right here. X, Y, and again, I know this is horrible. Just bear with me, okay? And then right here, you view men platonically, which is this blue thing like this, okay? And obviously, right now I'm talking about straight men. And then this person views women platonically as well, okay? However, that first person views women solely as romantic, okay? And this one views them as platonic potentially and romantic potentially. When you look at this side right
Viewing viewing men as friends and women as relations is pretty homoerotic, if I would say so myself.
Here, there is overlap, okay? Even though you're not dating both of them, it's easier for you to empathize with them because you can view them the same way you would view your male counterpart,
I
or
think
male,
I
definitely
watched,
not called counterpart, but you see my point. Versus this area right here where these are just like
and I
two
haven't
entirely different
uploaded
things,
it.
okay? Especially when you think about what these things are. Like specifically, oh my gosh, thought I paused again. Specifically, you're talking about, okay, yep, these are my friends, like these are my boys or whatever, and then these are people I have sex with. You know, like you can't tell me that problematic things don't
That's
come from. Like when you view people as only sex, even when you view them as only romantic interests, it's very dehumanizing. Even when it's not even gender specific like this. Like, have you ever been in a situation with somebody? I know I have, where you're romantically involved and that's all you can talk about. All you can talk about is, oh my gosh, you're so cute. Oh my gosh, I care about you so much. Oh my gosh, I miss you. Oh my gosh, kiss, kiss, kiss. That's literally the only thing that can be discussed. You can't talk about life, can't talk about what they're doing at work, can't talk about like your interest whatsoever. You can only talk to them about romantic things. Okay, that's a horrible relationship every time because you're not humans to each other at that point. At that point, you're just vessels for romantic interaction. So it's already a bad thing to say that you as a man can't be friends with women because you'll be romantically attracted to them. You want to involve yourself with them. But turning and saying that you have to want to sleep with those women, like specifically, not even just, oh man, I might want to take her on a date. You want to specifically sleep with, like, niggas like that aren't to be trusted. And even aside from just that aspect, if you have a friend where you know they can only relate to women through wanting to sleep with them, are you gonna let them be around your girl? And I don't even mean that in a sense where it's like, oh, like you think, because here's the thing, look, I'm of the big belief where it's
yeah.
like if my friend and my girl slept together, I would be
They're not pulling.
more upset with my girl because she's the one who owes me that kind of loyalty. But it's like this guy, if he can't view women as a platonic thing, he's only going to be looking at her sexually. And again, he could be a solid guy and he might not do it, but it's like, why would you bring around your girl if you know this dude's going to be looking at her exclusively sexually? Like not even just like, oh, this is an attractive woman, just like straight up, like, man, I would sleep with her if she wasn't with her. You know what I mean? And the thing is, I feel like lust gets overplayed as like how bad it is, or like just people kind of overstate. They're like, oh my gosh, lust, blah, blah, blah. Not in the sense where like lust can't be bad, but in the sense where what people talk about isn't lust. You know what I mean? Like me going around, me wanting to have a lot of sex, I don't really think that's a bad part of lust. A horrible part of lust, objectively, is only able to view the opposite gender or any gender as sex object. And that is literally what's being described when you're saying you can't be friends with women because of it. And you being friends with men and women help you unpack the bullshit. Like one of my best friends is a woman, right? And like we'll be talking, like she'll be talking to me even about her dating situations, right? And like, yeah, sure, like she's girly. Like there's like traditionally more girly things that like she might say or do or talk about. But it's like I'm talking to her and I'm like, okay, this is no different than
They
talking
don't
to
be
one of my male best
wanting
friends,
to
other than the
have
fact where she's just a
emotional
bit girly. Okay.
listen.
So it's like if you can't put yourself in that situation to
That's the
realize
truth.
that men and women aren't that different, and I'm not gonna
Oh, gee.
like usually I wouldn't speak flatly like this, but you saying that you can't be friends with women tells me that you think men and women are that different. Like if you don't think a woman can be as solid, if not, I'm not gonna say if not more, just like as solid as a friend to you as any man can be, you're ridiculous. Like women can be very good people, bro. It's like people talk about like people who don't want to be friends with women talk about being friends with women as if it's like being like, hey, like I can't marry this dog, you know, versus like marrying a human being, like as if like the relations are genuinely that. And like to these niggas, it's like, do you even know what being friends with a woman is like? It's like most likely not. Like you know, what I mean? Like I doubt there's a situation where these men gave women a fair shake to be friendly with them without already delving into that mindset that they have. You know what I mean? And again, like when these people talk about like men and women in general can't be friends, like that's how I know you're a slave to lust, bro. Like you can't imagine a situation where men and women are talking and nothing comes up. And I'm just like a person like that. How do you maneuver through the world? Again, you got like, that's why the Cam Newton thing was great. It's like, bro, you got women coworkers. And I'm not saying that means you're friends, but it's like just in the day to day, how do you look at these women that you interact with? When you have that mindset, it almost comes across like you view women as like just in your own perception, you view women as like being here to be the object of your sexual desire, which is where that predatory word some people are probably upset about comes in. Like it genuinely disturbs me that some men look at women like that. You know, the same way like there are some women who just look at men as like, oh my gosh, like my slave. Like, oh, just give me money and let me do whatever I want. Like, think about the amount of, actually, you might not see videos like this, but I've seen multiple videos of women being like, oh my gosh, like, having male friends made me realize that, like, men are like people. And it's like, yes, duh. But then it's like, men, I guarantee you, they might not say it out loud in the same way, but they've had the same realization. Me personally, I grew up with sisters. So that was never a realization I had. Like, I grew up with only sisters. So there was never this, like, I'm a boy, you're a girl nonsense. Like, that never entered my mind. But for people who grew up in a house with, like, more gender roles or more of a division between men and women, them growing up and being friends with women, that probably helped them unpack, like, oh, wait, like, women, like, you know, they're not just here for us to sleep with them and, like, date and, like, kiss them or whatever. Oh my, I didn't even think I paused that time. I don't know why I just stopped. But they're not here just for that. They're just existing the same way we all are. And then it's like just like people again who have the other mindset. It's like, have you never seen a man and woman be platonic friends? Like you don't believe? You know, like we aren't animals. Like I mean we are animals, but like we're human beings. Like we have to live socially and interact with each other without just sleeping with each other. Like just the concept of not being able to be friends with someone because of their gender is like very similar to not being able to be friends with someone because of their race. But it's even stupider than that because with race you can make the argument of like, oh, like you know, if you grew up in this particular culture, it might be hard being with someone not of that culture. Mind you, I don't agree with that, but it's a better argument than just I'm a boy, they're a girl, I can't be friends with them. Like you are raised around objectively, no matter who you are raised around women your entire life. You go to school, you had classmates, women were there. So the concept that you can grow up being socialized in a society where men and women are
Ooh, bro.
graded, and then tell me that you don't think they can be friends. I wonder what happened to you. Like, I don't know how people developed into a point where, you know, they're like just growing up, you're in class, you're like, oh, yay, we're all people. Like, I don't know how that realization never comes to you. And I don't know how you get to the point where you're a grown man, 30, 40 years old, talking about some, oh my gosh, I can't be friends with women. I'm just going to want to stab them. I'm going to want to bone them. Like, bro, what? Like, it's genuinely a disgusting way to think, okay? And again, I hate doing the whole like mother-sister thing because I feel like it shouldn't even take that much for people to understand. But it's like, you think someone can't interact with your mom or sisters if you have them without wanting to smash? Like, if you can interact with your mothers and sisters without wanting to smash, or female cousins without like wanting to sleep with them, what's stopping other men from doing so? Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, no, the craziest thing is if you're telling me men and women can't be friends, but obviously, you know, like you can't be friends with women because you're gonna want to sleep with them, but obviously you don't feel that way about your family, right? I assume. Are you telling me that blood is the only thing, blood relation is the only thing that's stopping you from wanting to sleep with your family? Like, if I could snap my fingers and you're no longer related to your sister, would you want to smash?
I don't like the video's already over.
The answer is no. I would hope the answer is no, because that's not the kind of relationship you have. An entirely different kind of relationship was fostered. You most likely don't even consider whether or not your sister or your mom is attracted. And mind you, when you're born, there's nothing telling you. I mean, don't take this the wrong way, but when you're born, like when you're just a child, there's nothing telling you not to be incestuous. Like, sure, if it were to come up, they would be like, hey, don't.
Y'all know one of these, bro. But they're bots. They're not actually like frizzy, bro. What would I get out of that? Is that the trauma dump?
So there's always been a lot.
Don't piss
Okay,
me
my past two
off,
videos
bro.
were a little different. The first one was about traveling and this journey, right? I want to have to like establish my sense of identity. The second video was about looks maxing, which is kind of like trying to reshape or improve my identity through physical appearance, right? Which is very important. We can't deny that, right? I think, for example, I'm not like those extreme black pillars, like looks is everything, right? I think looks is a massive part of your social life, especially if you're talking about dating, especially if you're talking about hookups. Then it's like everything.
I feel like I've touched on this topic
I
on the
think
main
there's a lot of
account
things that go
before,
into all that, including your confidence. By the way, it's like the whole meme. Just be confident, bro. Like you can be confident. All right, I'll just continue this then. Right, and it's like I don't even know what I was talking about. Anyway, I just want to combine those two videos because I don't have unlimited video ideas, so might as well just kind of milk the same fucking topic. If I went traveling, right, two things would happen. I would meet new people, and I would kind of be building a new sense of life for myself. It's the same kind of idea of the looks maxing thing. Like, without taking it too far, you can still make drastic improvements in your appearance and whatever.
Nah, bro.
Might look self.
We're gonna set up a boxing match, bro. You pissed me off. We're gonna.
Obsessed. It might look insecure. It might look overly feminine. But I don't want to take it too far. I mean, I want to go to the gym, maybe do some things. But overall, like I want to kind of maximize my life quality. And yeah, that's kind of the idea behind that.
Okay, we're not gonna fight, bro. This nigga
like say
seem
someone
like
a
anxious as shit, bro.
And then they went to like say someone got like a rhinoplasty or something, and then they went to a different country. No one's gonna know you got a rhinoplasty, so that embarrassment will wear off. And then say you spend 3 years in that other country, you come back as kind of like a more, as I said, you probably develop a more like substantial view on yourself or more solidified self perception. So by the time you get back, you'll probably care less about what people think of you anyway, or life might just be so drastically different that it doesn't matter. Like things can change a lot in like 3 years or something. So yeah, I mean, if people are like willing to stop talking to you because you want to improve your appearance, it's like that's a bit crazy.
I don't think that's what happened,
You
gang.
know what I mean? Now, if like a girl is completely loses attraction over you because you're like they see you as like this loser or whatever, I get that, right? But you know, I hope you guys get what I'm saying. And I think this video is going to be very short, but I just kind of want to say like, whoever's out there, like, and you relate to me in a way, for my past videos, see if you relate with like my, you know, my goals and my kind of perspective on life. I think what we should do is, you know, kind of, you know, try to improve ourselves in every way, and you know, go to the gym. I'm gonna go to the gym because I'm weak as shit. You know, and then you know, try to improve my skin, whatever, and then it's because you know this feels weird saying just documenting this on like YouTube or whatever, and it feels like
I'm weak
insecure
as
or
shit
whatever,
is
but it's not really
crazy.
that. I'm just trying to be transparent, kind of document my feelings along this path, and then you know I'm trying to I guess build a personal brand. Although this is probably not a very effective personal brand, and I'm not gonna be making any money from this. So I guess I'm just doing this just to put myself out there, but also just to get over my fear. Because honestly, I'm gonna be on my deathbed, and I think the last thing I'll be thinking about is, shit, I shouldn't have posted those stupid ass videos that people judge me for. Like, I'm literally gonna be dying.
Now,
I'm gonna be looking back.
hold that thought there. I think he will regret it. His full name is his YouTube. This is the worst title I've ever. That's not. This isn't a.
Okay, so I'm in the United States currently. I'm in San Diego. I'm in California. I love
I would want to leave too.
the U.S. I love California, but there's a lot of things about living here that are kind of, you know, unsatisfying, I would say. And you know, a lot of people may be angry about that. A lot of people who live in the California, the U.S., get very defensive when I say anything bad about it. It's not necessarily that I have anything against the country. It's that what I'm yearning for is not being completely fulfilled here. And that might just be a personal preference, and I hope some people relate.
That's my least favorite keyword, bro.
But I feel like just yearning to make a good career out of yourself is a very valiant
It's not gonna happen
cause,
with
you
a
could say.
rhino.
It's a very respectable
Not gonna happen with a rhinoplasty and a passport.
motivation, very respectable goal. Yes, I understand that. But I don't just want to live to build my career, to advance myself professionally. I think that's a very important aspect of life, especially in our modern society or in society historically, you know, in very functionalist society where people kind of benefit off of each other in the marketplace and all these different types of things. I think it's necessary to build a good career out of yourself. However, life, I think, in modern society, I think we've been able to realize that there's more to just like profiting and contributing to the marketplace. I think
The economy?
self actualization is a concept that's kind of
Self
more abstract
evaluation?
and hard to define. And personally, I don't think I've reached it at all. And that's why
The
I want to
fuck?
kind of go on like
Is this a 1.5?
is a concept leading to the marketplace. I think self actualization is a concept that's kind of more abstract
I'm
and
not
hard to
holding for
define.
this nigga's vocabulary, bro. That just there's no way. What TikTok did he see? That's literally what I this week out.
And personally, I don't think I've reached it at all. And that's why I want to kind of go on like a journey in my life, right? I want to kind of travel the world in different countries, and some countries that may seem more socially isolated, more culturally isolated, um, to really take in some values that I've really never experienced before. I feel like a lot of people who go to like study abroad and not study abroad, sorry. A lot of people who go traveling, they go for like 2 days to another country. Like, I absolutely love that country. It's my favorite country. It's like cool. You saw the tourist attractions. You enjoyed the food, the architecture, and I mean, I want to be an architect, so I also love
Oh,
architecture. But a lot of these
I see the vision, but I don't.
people just like look at the aesthetic, surface level kind of appearance of the place, and it's like, wow, I absolutely love this place. It's like, but did you live there? Did you take in the culture? Did you really grasp the
No,
values and
they
the
were
beliefs of the
visiting.
common people and how that shapes everyday life? I mean, look at architecture, right?
They were a tourist. They were like, we everywhere needs tourists for the economy. We're the marketplace.
People like to look at architecture. Why? Because it's a pretty building? Because it looks nice? Maybe. Or because it expresses, because it allows self-expression, because you can see the vision of the architect through materiality. Maybe that's more of a modernist approach, actually, which I'm not completely opposed to. But if you look more at like classical architecture, right, which a lot of people actually prefer, and a lot of people watching this would probably prefer. If anyone's watching this, probably not. It's my first video, and I know how YouTube works. I don't expect this to blow up. If you're my second viewer, thank you, thank you. And my first viewer, I also respect, but my second viewer is the
What?
go. Anyway, like classical architecture, you
Yo,
look at it and you're like, well, this doesn't really.
I'm gone.
Listen, Dewey so in the building. Smooth skin so in the building. Geyser, geyser in the building. So Illuminati gave me one more chance. In the building, man. Sample. Geyser, geyser. In the building. Glow, glow so in the building, man. You don't know shit about that, nigga. Go get you some McDonald's, nigga. Make flurry or something.
Why? So
Yeah, it's that time. Everything is just everything.
they putting the people in the chicken
But first thing first, was
sandwiches.
good with tall young boys. Hey man, I'm coming at y'all with some light. You feel me? I'm coming at y'all with a McDonald's video. But first thing first.
Reloading. Yeah.
Everything is happening right in front of y'all face. And I love it. I love it. This video is gonna be quick. So much shit is starting to happen. A regular bot now is even just questioning shit. He's an alien. He's a clone. One of the things I've been saying on Gazer. One of the things I've been saying on Gazer for so long is it's gonna come a point in time people was gonna be forced to wake up because everything was gonna be right in their face. These type creature niggas can't even hide nothing no more. They can't do shit. Bro, they so cornered. Like, bro, these niggas is living on 1 HP. I hope y'all know this. They gonna have to create some awards and some trauma. Nigga can't even make a burger video. Like, my guy can't even make a...
Try to get this thing. I don't even know how to attack it.
Listen to him. I don't even know how to attack it. Like, my nigga, it's a fucking burger, buddy. It's not a kid. How to attack it? Bite it. My nigga? Bro, flies don't even eat this shit. You know if flies ain't touching it, that's stuff. There's one thing I can agree with the flies. If they ain't eating that shit, nigga, that's stuff. This ain't no people and shit, bro. Listen, I know I done said a lot of shit that you were skeptical with for over the years. I'm seeing the emails and shit y'all sending me. So I thought, bro, your whole bloodline is a fucking bot. Don't come tell me what you thought. Because I was all alone. Even dropping videos, I still felt like I couldn't talk to nobody. Going through traumas, bans, hurt. My nigga hurt. That hurt. And niggas like you, bitch, was just, he's crazy.
Turning them into memes and shit, bro. What the fuck?
I said a lot of stuff. I know. I told y'all that you ain't even got a nut on the bitch face. They putting aborted babies makeup. I told y'all makeup is aborted babies. I said
I'm in the way.
They putting it all over their face. Ah! Bitches look like ghosts when they take it off, don't they? It's sucking their life force. I said a lot. I know I said a lot of shit that's gonna keep coming in y'all face.
What is
Y'all
he
gonna start
talking
seeing
about?
pause. Y'all gonna start seeing everything. On Solo Illuminati Game, and I told y'all they gonna come with these new these niggas gonna be in flesh suits with fake DNA, fake blood, with no ancestors. Which some is already here. Taking your job. Y'all think niggas is just gonna be on some robot shit. I see Jay-Z dropping the album. That nigga Jay-Z dropping the album in April. That's not. Rock Nation like, man, we gotta get this shit. You gotta do something, nigga. Them niggas is foot soldiers, bro. You gotta get your ass out here and do something.
So much to it. Oh, there's also some crispy onions on here as well. I see those kind of coming out.
You know you don't give a fuck about the vegetables, nigga.
All right, the moment of truth.
Look at that bite.
That is so good.
He ain't even the nigga, bro. This bitch ass nigga didn't even swallow it. Did you see that? Bro, the nigga had something on his lip and it just skipped completely over it. They didn't even show. He didn't even want to show himself swallowing the shit. Preacher, we know what time it is, bro. Y'all food don't get old. That shit, nigga, you got some burgers still here you can find on YouTube that's older than you. Look exactly the same, but as you bought it from the store. Bro, look at this shit. My guy didn't even swallow nothing. Look, you see that on his lip? Now watch this.
That is so good.
They trolling y'all, bro.
Raphael DoorDash.
You know what's crazy? Bro, y'all gotta understand. We living with these type niggas. Hope y'all know. Whatever creature this motherfucker is. After everybody seen this video, making memes about it. Y'all know the bots, the drones. You still got millions of people who went and did mukbangs, eating the shit, copying it.
My fault.
Like it's funny. See, they looking at it as with some humor, but what they don't know, bro, this shit is frequency bleeding. Nigga, you're eating. You're not even eating. Some of y'all niggas, y'all have no clue, bro. They don't have to clone it, bro, my guy. They don't have to do no special rituals or nothing for your dumb ass. They can just put the parasites in your fucking food and get your whole bloodline and your DNA and just clone you if you ever get big. They ain't gotta do, bro, it's that easy now.
What is he doing?
It's some nigga, bro. I'm still eating it. That shit good. Bro, nigga, pussy good. But some of that shit'll fuck up your life. It'll stick you all type of shit. Everything that's good ain't gold, bro. Some pussy, my God. This is the CEO. He won't even eat it. Take a sip, so.
Bro, I wouldn't either, bro. Like,
homemade orange juice from my orange tree, nigga.
That's a big bite for a big arch. It's distinctively McDonald's.
Look at this nigga. You ain't got your adrenal pack yet, my guy? I can see it under your eyes. Also, I seen a video with Jim Carrey. They talking about Jim Carrey's a clone. Like, bro, I ain't even gotta say nothing now. But I took all the fall and all the hate when I was saying this shit 7 years ago. It's just now they got more technology, so they don't have to do too much to get people now. They don't need you to sleep with a girl and none of the extra shit no more. They can just put it in your food. It was another one.
he better not put it on the right side, bro. Why can't I hear it?
Beautiful time, man. Another one. We got the Burger King CEO. At least he actually ate and swallowed it on a video.
What place is
At least
this?
he did that.
I wouldn't eat that shit. I'm not eating no damn McDonald's. But
At I ain't gonna lie, Burger King tastes way better than McDonald's. It
Burger King foot lettuce.
always have. At least you, and at least it gets old. And this ain't saying to go eat the shit, bro. You're gonna have to start really changing your diet around, bro. It's on you. No, like, bro, we in the Matrix. Nobody gives a fuck about us, bro. Nobody gives a fuck about you. Something happened to you, me, whatever. Life goes on. New burgers is coming. It don't matter. It's a Matrix.
That's light.
Not bad, right?
Fuck
Only
you,
one thing
Bert.
missing. A napkin.
At least he actually ate it. I would have did a whole fucking mukbang if I really wanted to sell some new product. But you gotta ask yourself, out of all the burgers that McDonald's has had, thousands of fucking burgers, what made the CEO come out
And eat
and
this
do
one.
that for that particular burger like it actually mattered? That shit don't matter, right? What made him do that? These niggas is strategic. They trolling y'all niggas, especially at this time. Everything is at the peak. They gonna have to keep doing traumas and wars. Y'all better watch out for these celebrities, niggas. I don't put that death shit on nobody. Y'all know me. But they go, that shit is what changes the algorithm. It'll have you not caring about the kids no more. They start a war. Nobody's talking about the Epstein shit. Right? If that don't work, let's take a celebrity. If that don't work, let's do this. Like, bro, we at the point now, a regular scripted bot is going off script. He's calling niggas clones, all type of shit. He don't know nothing about clones. He's just saying it. Y'all don't understand we at the end of a cycle. The cycle that they running. That shit is coming to an end. That's all I've been trying to tell y'all for the longest. But we niggas be basing it off they calendar. Nigga, I base it off pure nature and pure life. Y'all see it right in front of you. If your phone start glitching, if some weird shit start happening in front of you, that's when you know shit is happening. If it's just trauma being pushed to you, then nigga, question it, bro. If it's some shit that's happening, some wars or some shit, sometimes you just gotta fall back, dog. Take a break from social media and really tap in with yourself. Yeah, nigga, you gonna feel like you missing out on. What are you missing out on? Scrolling? Nigga, everybody gonna be there when you get fucking back. We in the Matrix, nigga. Anyway, I told y'all, this video was not gonna be that long, but they throwing it in y'all face now. Everything I said, they throwing it in y'all face. I left y'all niggas a whole Bible of just Matrix shit that y'all could just always go back to.
Watch it in
and just take it in.
1.25.
It don't matter what you believe in.
How did I even
But some shit is
follow
affecting you.
along?
Your dad, your mom, your brothers, it's you. Nigga, y'all ain't just eating people no more. McDonald's is not people. It's not animals. What is it? There's not enough animals to make all these burgers for all these restaurants. So
There
what the fuck are they
definitely
doing?
is.
Bill
bro.
Gates already printing meats. I told y'all this. You even got to watch out for the Beyond shit because that, bro. When I ate a Beyond, nigga, what the fuck? What the hell is this? Nigga, they be putting. That shit ain't even the same.
I'm
like
about
it
to
was
go
in
get one of
2020.
those
Nigga, they changing
tomorrow.
everything. Take care of yourself, man. I just want y'all niggas to stay tapped in, bro. Everything ain't all the way always fun and games. That's the distraction. You can always play the fucking game and do what you do, but at least know something. You fucking bot. At least know something. I love you, man. Damn. I'm out, bro.
This dude's about to have some. Which video did I click first, bro?
Crazy, you know what I mean? Now, if like a girl is completely
He's gonna say slurs at me, bro.
All right, so I'm 25 years old and I'm finally coming to terms with something that I've kind of ignored for the past few years, which is that I'm terrified of approaching. All right, so I'm 25 years old and I'm finally coming to terms with something that I've kind of ignored for the past few years, which is that I'm terrified of approaching women in public. Like, even eye contact with a cute girl and my body goes into like fight or flight. What's good with that? Like, it's time to make a change, man. I think I've just been using these dating apps for too long where even when they work, they don't actually work. All right, so I'm 25 years old and I'm finally coming to terms with something that I've kind of ignored for the past few years, which is that I'm terrified of approaching women in public. Like, even eye contact with a cute girl and my body goes into like fight or flight. What's good with that? Like, it's time to make a change, man. I think I've just been using these dating apps for too long where even when they work, they don't actually work. And I'm just sick of being Jester Chud number 1000 pick me on her Hinge when that same girl that probably wouldn't pick me on the app would give me a real chance if I could just man up and approach her in real life. Think about it. Online, it's you versus 1,000 other chuds, where in real life, it's you versus maybe 5 other dudes who had the confidence to approach her that week,
chills,
2 of which
we're
were probably
in keyword
homeless.
simulator,
So
bro.
what's the better odds? So I finally decided to fix this bullshit because I'm over it. So last week I'm in this
We're in Jester Chud
this coffee
simulator,
shop.
bro.
There's nobody else in there. I found the one coffee shop in the entire city that didn't have any MacBook tweakers in it. So it's just me sitting there tweaking on my MacBook, editing and posting my last video, which was basically about how dating apps are killing dating and the importance of real life interactions. So as I'm getting this video out, an absolute baddie walks in. Sorry, I gotta purge baddie from my vocabulary. A pretty girl walks in, sits down, starts working. Instantly my ass goes into fight or flight. Instead of just saying something to her, I did what I do best and I just thought my way out of it. I start thinking, bro. Thinking is great. Like, I'm glad I can think. I mean, this channel is a product of me thinking out loud, but in situations like these, man, thinking is the devil because you can think your way out of anything, come up with a million logical reasons not to do something. So, you know, I'm like, oh, she's working, I'm just a stupid chud, she doesn't want me anyway. So that's exactly what happened. So I posted my video and I walked out of there like a stupid chud. Worst part was, as I'm walking away, I take a look to my right, I look through the glass and she's looking at me. So at this point, I'm like, yo, something's gotta change. You know, I just posted a video about how I wanna meet someone in real life and I get a chance and I fucking botch it. So I thought to myself, I was like, next situation that God lines up for me, I'm taking that shit.
223.
All right, so I'm 25 years old and I'm finally coming to terms with something that I've kind of ignored. I'm taking that shit. And I don't know if you guys believe in God, but me and God have been super tapped in recently.
I
So
don't
told bro,
believe
I was like,
you.
give me one chance right now and I'll take it. But you can say what you want about New York. You know, it smells like shit. It's dirty. There's rats everywhere. I mean, we're at the point now with the rats where when one pops up, like, people don't even flinch anymore. You just keep walking. I could go on and on. It's dangerous. It's crowded. But one indisputable fact is that there is no shortage of beautiful women walking around. The BPC is just ridiculous. Like, that's been so you can say what you want about New York. You know, it smells like shit. It's dirty. There's rats everywhere. I mean, we're at the point now with the rats where when one pops up, like, people don't even flinch anymore. You just keep walking. I could go on and on. It's dangerous. It's crowded. But one indisputable fact is that there is no shortage of beautiful women walking around. The BPC is just ridiculous. Like, I've done some traveling and I've yet to find a match for New York. So
That he's tapped in with God. The BPC in NYC is ridiculous. And then he said he's done some travel.
I'm walking through this park that's near me, and boom, here we go. Another chance. For you guys not on the East Coast, it has been snowing crazy. Like, the most snow I've ever seen in my life type shit. So I look to my right, and there's this girl building, like, this detailed little...
Is he from New York?
The most snow I've ever seen in my life type shit. So I looked, for you guys not on the East Coast, it has been snowing crazy. Like, the most snow I've ever seen in my life type shit. So I look to my right, and there's this girl building, like, this detailed little snowman by herself. And in my head, I'm like, nah, like this is the cutest shit I've ever seen. She looked around my age too, and I was like, yo, it's time to go,
I
time to
don't
lock in. So what
believe
do I do?
you.
I walk right past her, bro. And like at this point, I'm ready to jump into the river.
This
I had
nigga's
started thinking
flying.
again. I was like, nah, like I don't want to bother her. Like she's too cute. Like she's busy with her snowman. Like just anything but going up and talking to her. And I was like, nah, like now God's involved. I got to spin the block. And I went back, just went up to her, no thinking about what I was going to say. And I said some stupid shit too. I was just like, oh, did you just make that? There's no way you just made that. And, you know, we start talking. She's actually mad cool. She ends up asking me for my number. So now I'm walking with this girl's number. I'm going on a date with her this week. And I'm like, holy shit, like that girl probably would have dubbed my ass on Hinge. But here's the thing. I'm going to expand on this in a little bit. Even if I didn't get her number, I still won just because I sacked up and did what I wanted to do and I talked to her, regardless of the outcome. It's kind of weird if you think about it to go into any interaction just so focused on getting something out of it, right? And I think this is part of the problem, just how outcome focused that we all are right now. But I swear, this interaction like woke something up inside of me. This past week, I just been moving different. I just saying shit, bro. Not even giving myself a chance to think about it. This girl at the gym the other day was doing some weird exercise, and I went up to her when she was done. I was like, "What are you doing?" You know, I've been working out for 6+ years.
She doing hip abductors?
At this point, I don't think I've ever gone up to a girl at the gym once, except for the occasional like, oh, are you still using this machine? And this girl was pretty cute, but I wasn't going in with like any type of objective, like, oh, I'm trying to rizz her up. Like I was just curious, and instead of thinking for
That
reasons
was
not
the
to say something to the girl,
objective.
I
You wanted the answer to the question.
just said some shit, and then we had a nice little conversation. We all move around now like we're too cool for curiosity. Like we have all the answers just because we have the internet, just because we have fucking Grok and ChatGPT. And I think that that's the wrong direction for us. I feel like, I don't know, I've always been socially aware, but it's gotten to this point where I'm too socially aware. Like I need to be less, I don't know, just less aware of like what I'm doing, not give myself time to think my way out of shit. If you're like me, then talking isn't the problem. I mean, look at this YouTube channel. I can talk. It's really just more getting over that first mental block. Like yesterday, again, I'm telling you, I'm moving different. I'm walking on the street. This girl had this crazy hat
Nigga
on.
said
Like
he's
one of those
moving
fur. She
different.
basically had like a squirrel on her head. And I was like, oh, that's a cool hat. And the shit was ridiculous. Like it was not a cool hat. But I just thought about saying something to her.
Yo,
And
I
instead
would
of thinking
never
more, I just said it.
talk about
You know,
myself
nothing
like
came from it. She just smiled, and then that was it. And it felt good. And I'm just like so sick of this mental block that's been preventing me from doing this shit for years. Like maybe when they drop this Neuralink shit, you won't have to go through this pain. You know, you'll just be able to download the Rizzler subscription. But for now, it's like I just need to train my brain reverse this weird thing that's developed over the past couple of years. You know, in high school and college, like there's systems in place, but when that shit is gone and you're an adult and it's like, okay, are my only options dating apps now, or am I gonna lock in? And if you're detached from the outcome, you can't lose doing this. Like there's no situation where you lose. Like even when it doesn't hit, because it's not always gonna hit, right? Like I was at the bar with my friend on Saturday and I saw this girl with one of those full mink coats. And I was like, fuck it. I didn't even give myself time to think. I was just like, oh, what animal is that jacket? And she turns around and looks at me with disgust. She's like, what are you talking about? And I just laughed and walked away, and that was that. Like, that's the.
I just looked and walked away, and that was that, bro. Never watched
Predictions for this? Like, try not to laugh? There's no way I laugh in Reddit.
You look so good today, B5.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much, King. Completed 100K deliveries, and DoorDash send me a little something. Yo, is this real? Damn, this is a pro. Because we all can't go to the league. I would have been mad at. They send me this to my doorstep. I might kick this so far into the sewer. Like, I don't know. Like, what did they think I can't go to the league? Like, or couldn't? This dead file. Now the jacket is hard. Is this real? Bro, this has a Rizzler Goodfellas. Okay. I could see faking being a rich or something. You just fake being a DoorDash veteran. Nick LARPing a DoorDash driver. Stolen Valor from DoorDash driver is insane. This was not you getting, wow, you. The only woman I ever loved started in OnlyFans. I paid for it, cranked my hog to a video of her getting spit by 2 dudes, and then deleted my account and cried after I was done. Piece of chocolate cake I made because it's a piece of cake to be such a useless chug. My life. Holy it. Holy, there's no way this is real. I don't believe it. The trauma dump I get on Reddit. Cake look good though, bro. What is this? German Shepherd? Hey, is that a cake? German Shepherd is a cake? German Shepherd cake is the cake with the coconut in it. Y'all, bro, I'm not stupid, bro. German Shepherd cake. Y'all never had a German Shepherd cake? What the bro, this is this.
Yeah.
This right here, y'all never had this? German chocolate? Oh. Yo, not a German chocolate joint. This joint, not this is mad. This is good. You just can't eat. You can't eat too many pieces. Y'all know what I was talking about, bro. All right, I didn't laugh at the red. That don't count. If this real, you might have to restart life, bro. Shamelessly stolen from kitchen sales. You're so unoriginal. Damn. Nah, you're weird. You're weird. You're weird. I'm disappointed. Oh, wait, why? Why is this disappointing? B5 when it comes to this fashion shit? Okay, I don't know what anime character this is. What anime character this? Like, what is this? And I know somebody knows in the chat. Somebody knows. Look, Gojo, Obito, Naruto, Vivet, Obito. It's AI? B5, are you okay? I can lay it down for you if you need it. Hashtag ball hog. Bro, can y'all get the fuck out of my business? What's wrong with liking this? Already macked the back? But this isn't my car. Oh my God, what happened to version? No way, bro. No way, my nigga. Get your lawyers ready. Nah, who parked B5 back? Bro, I told this on IG about a couple weeks ago, pull up to my school. This nigga came to pick you up. I didn't pick nobody up from school. Dude, no, this isn't mine. Bro, this is not mine. This isn't mine, bro. This isn't mine at all. It's not AI. Nah, if I macked it already, I would have been waving. I would have told y'all.
Bro was spitting straight garbage.
Walking and turn up the party. Extendo hanging leg at a third party. Take your skirt off in the Audi. Foot on the gas, she was sucking my through the Louis V draw. She's a little naughty.
Job streaming goober.
Nah, you should just.
You were doing what through the Louis? How do I feel, bro? Through the Louis V rollers.
Walking and turn up the party. Extendo hanging leg at a third party. Take your skirt off in the Audi. Foot on the gas, she was sucking my through the Louis V draw. She was a little naughty. Two twin Glocks named Bonnie and Clyde. I chose my role like the Wizard of Oz. Life is a game, so I beat the odds. All my goons are ready to slide. Finger itching, ready to hit that rat-ta-ta-ta. Shoot a in his leg and hear him say, ka-ka-ka.
What? Where do I find? This is
Usually it's when it comes to like,
I didn't even want to watch this. This is the dumbest video I've ever seen.
Hey guys, what's up? So basically, Ramadan is a celebration. Actually, I don't know if it's a celebration. I know it's a religious thing though. Okay, but anyways, Ramadan, you're fasting. Okay, you can't eat. Okay, you can't consume.
I chose
during
my
the
bro
day,
like
I
the
believe, and then
Wizard
at
of
nighttime, you
Oz.
get to go vampire mode and then like basically feed. Okay, did a little more research. There's no smoking, no having relations or any activity of the sort, swearing or engaging in bad behavior or taking things through the nose or mouth. Okay, and this includes stuff like inhalers, which is. My gosh, bro, y'all are some tough cookies. Like, bro, I remember I used to have asthma, bro, and I'm like, dude, if I didn't have my inhaler during that time period, bro, imagine I just like had to die. Like they gave me no choice. At least I'd go to heaven though. But anyways, yeah, you see, that's the point of Ramadan, okay? And I was dating. Okay, every time I say that I was dating this Muslim woman, people are like, what? Muslims can't date? Apparently, I didn't know that until recently when people commented that. But no, I've dated many women who claimed to be of the Muslim faith, and dated me or whatever. People break the rules of their religion all the time. Like I'm definitely not gonna shame them over that. 'Cause I'm like, at the end of the day, take it up with.
I need to like get trained.
With God or Allah, whoever's up there. Like, unless you're like physically harming another human being, I'm never gonna be the guy to be like, oh, like you're going to hell. Even, not gonna lie, even if you do physically harm someone, I'm not gonna tell you you're going to hell. Like, I feel like that's a bit presumption. Like, really, like, say you like, take the life of one person. Like, is it really safe to say that you go to hell? Like, I don't know God's rules. Like, what if you committed one sin and then, like, you live.
Walking and turn up the party. Extendo hanging leg at a third party. Take your skirt off in the Audi. Foot on the gas, she was sucking my through the Louis V draws. She was a little naughty. 2 twin Glocks named Bonnie and Clyde. I chose my role like the Wizard of Oz. Life is a gamer, so I beat the odds. All my goons are ready to slide. Finger itching, ready to hear that rat-ta-ta-ta. Shoot a in his leg and hear him say, ka-ka-ka.
Get off the game. No, unplug it. Okay, that's what I'm finna do. No. What you gotta teach you and try to help you, you gonna go behind my back and eat 14 Pop-Tarts.
Dating, gender relations, stuff like that. Like, maybe I've mentioned it a couple times with race, but I kind of want to broadly speak on it here. There are people who only care about the suffering of an oppressed group when they are a part of said group, right? And you would think when I say that, like, it's clear what the issue is, why I'm saying that's a problem. Like, I'm gonna get little.
Life's a
bro, like,
gamble,
I'm
so
trying
I'll
to
be
see what these people are saying. Okay, like I always say, the only reason some black people care about black people is because they happen to be black themselves. Because this original poster said so many of y'all would be MAGA if you weren't black. Now talk. Okay, let me get bigger on you. Real I say this. I've said this before. Like, there are so many black people where and let me not say so many, but there's a significant portion of black people where if you talk to them about their values, the things they believe, it very much fits the MAGA template, okay? But they're still going to vote blue because they're like, I'm black. Like, the only reason they did not vote for Donald Trump is because they feel like they shouldn't as a black person. Not saying black people didn't vote for Donald Trump, but I'm just saying, like, those people specifically that we're talking about here. But anyways,
Never mind. Let me change. I'll be feeling like that, but then I'll be realizing I'm tripping.
Let me shrink. Why do you think white people care about other white people? This is such a R-worded point. Dude, people are way too comfortable using the R slur. Yeah, legitimately, I'm like, there's no way you don't see how that's a problem. Now, the thing about, is there a certain Twitter discourse where, like, I'm willing to have a discussion here? I'm like, it would, like, again, I'm making a whole video about it, bro. Like, it would take too long for me to explain how that's a problem. If you genuinely don't know, someone says, oh, yeah, but they're never not going to be black, though, so it's not worth discussing. What? How does this help the black community move forward? What are you talking about? Like, obviously, I'm gonna give you specific examples of the kind of thing I'm talking about, but I just feel like the concept of saying that is utterly ridiculous. And then again, like, why do you think white people care about white people? Like, do people genuinely think you're only supposed to care about groups that you're a part of? If so, I feel like that would explain so much internet discourse. But I did promise you a specific example of what I'm talking about here. I remember, and this was like a year ago, a long time ago, there was a very aggressive black people versus South Asian war going on Twitter for some reason. And there were horrible things being said all around. Now, mind you, I'm not really having anything to really stand. But things, I feel like in this context, people are going to see, like, hear me say this and kind of see it as like a two wrongs not making.
That's not even the who I was watching.
This is how we start.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Grown Kid. I'm Gael.
And I'm Kayla.
And it's Valentine's Day, basically.
Cool.
So we feel erotically invisible. There's no other way to say it. Like, we do not.
Yeah.
Some people This might sound really terrible, but I want to be sexualized. Well, sexualized is the wrong word.
Objectified.
No, I want. We're not that ugly, okay? Like truthfully, we are.
Is this shit?
Hey everyone, welcome back to Grown Kid. I'm Gael.
And I'm Kayla.
And first of all, guys, do you think there's a swag gap between Kayla and I?
Oh, fuck.
Probably.
And more importantly, do you think there's a swag gap between you and your friends? Or even more importantly,
Macy's type.
is there a swag gap between you and your
Like employee.
romantic partner?
Dude, we're about to start fights.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of happy.
Today's episode, by the way, okay, let me restart. Today's episode, you guys, to be clear, is about the swag gap. And the swag gap is something I came across, this article, which, it was like a percentage of Gen Zers think a swag gap is important in a relationship and they want to avoid it, So a swag gap is, as you might imagine, how much swag you got versus how much swag your partner got. And if your partner got no swag and you got hella swag, that's a swag gap and that could be problematic. A lot of people tend to want to avoid that gap.
Interesting.
And go swag for swag.
Have you ever been in a swag gap relationship?
Yeah, low-key me. Like I was the
you were the
no swag motherfucker a couple times for sure. Yeah, not anymore. Now the gap is closed and like it's swag for swag type
like you're
shit.
trying to outdo each other type shit.
Like trying to just one up each other, get more likes on the gram. No, I think it's just like, okay, even. This is good. I trust that you got swag and you won't embarrass the fuck out of me with your no swag.
Okay, so since you've been on the side of being the no swag person, when you were that person, do you feel like you thought about it and you were like, oh my gosh, my partner has like so much more swag than me? Did you feel like insecure about it?
Not insecure, but I think at times I did feel like, damn. so that would kind of get me. Just like, shit.
I just picture you with like your Adidas slides.
Yeah, just like shit. I must have a great personality because the swag ain't there.
Well, yeah, that's another point too. It's like how much does the person's personality make up for their swag gap?
Yeah, exactly. Like how important is the swag gap to us? Well, to you, like have you been in a swag gap relationship?
I wouldn't say so. Maybe one time it was like a little bit, the gap was widening a little bit, but even then it wasn't bad. It was just like, oh, simple, but it works, Another time, okay, have you ever been in a swag gap relationship where the other person thinks that they have more swag than you, but it's like, oh, baby.
You do not.
You do not have more swag.
Let me tell you that right now.
Let me tell you right now, you got it twisted. I have been in one of those and I'm like, you know what? I'll let you have this. You need this.
You need to feel good.
You need to feel good about yourself, yeah.
Can you imagine both of you thinking that? Oh, baby, yeah, you're so good.
Oh my God, now I sound like really mean saying that.
You got no swag.
No, it wasn't that they didn't have swag. They had swag, but they just thought that they were like outperforming.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, like be humble about your swag.
That's what it was. I don't like people that aren't humble about their swag.
It's happening because of laziness and lack of effort.
It's
accept anyone with whatever they're wearing. Like it's them being themselves, which I think is always lovely, especially if you like other aspects of them. This fucking claimer, okay? But to entertain the thought a little bit, like what is fashion representing? What is it? Like what is it about? Like it's an expression of self. And so when there is a swag gap, it means you do not agree with their presentation of self. It does not match your own expectations. And if you cannot meet them for who they are and accept them for that, you should not be in that. So you should never be in a relationship where you truly believe there's a swag gap. That is my opinion. Because a swag gap can only exist under the condition that you genuinely cannot even look at their sense of fashion and be like, oh, but they're being themselves. If you truly believe in the swag gap, you are like, ooh, I do not like how you look. I do not like this. Like, this is bad. I can't even like, bro. And that's unattractive. So you wouldn't be attracted to them. But if you like them, an acceptable swag gap is if there is an objective swag gap, but emotionally you are still like, yeah, like your taste is different, but I see you as an equal because you're so authentic or you're so whatever about it.
I'm really trying to be realistic with myself too. If I really had a strong connection with somebody, but
Bro, I'll be
it's to the point where like, it might sound a little mean, but I'm like what if I feel a little bit embarrassed?
That's what I was going to say.
And then I feel like a bitch. Because that's not a good feeling to be embarrassed about somebody for either person.
And that's the real swag gap.
That's the real swag gap. Oh. And when I say swag gap, I'm not even a critical swag person, but it really has to cross a line for me to be like, babe,
And
need a change.
then here's the thing. Swag gap is only embarrassing when it feels, back to it, like you are doing it for others or not even really thinking about yourself. Because I think to me, what you mean by like, the real question is, are you embarrassed by someone? A swag gap is just asking, are you embarrassed by them?
Essentially. Well, on the extreme side, yes. Because the embarrassment is more so like, this person is also a reflection of me because I'm in a relationship with them. Like, I have chosen this person. And if I feel like I have the swag and my partner doesn't have swag, I feel like it's a reflection of me.
No, I don't know if I agree with that. The swag gap in and of itself is sort of like, okay, I am embarrassed of you because I'm trying to think about like, I'm imagining like being in this relationship with like a super loser nerd, like incredibly smart, incredibly like wonderful, nice and smart, but they dress like shit in like a very nerdy like shit way where it's like a mess. But it's almost endearing in that sense because it's like you have a different type of swagger to you, even if it's not this. And I'm not embarrassed of you because I truly do believe that your energy is being put elsewhere. If the swag, okay, here's where the thought is going. If the swag gap is happening because of laziness and lack of effort, but that effort that could be put towards dressing well, looking good, isn't being put elsewhere, that is the embarrassing swag gap. What makes the swag gap not embarrassing is if I feel like someone is clearly not prioritizing looking good, dressing well, but they're prioritizing another part of their life where they are really doing well. So that's why when I say like, to me, a swag gap is acceptable, and I'm not going to be embarrassed of it or of you if I'm like, yeah, no wonder you can't dress well. All your energy goes towards doing these like insane equations. It's like, that's sick as fuck. I love that. Like, dress how you want, you know? Like, you got brain power to be putting elsewhere. Yeah. Versus, all you do is watch TV. You don't play a sport. You don't fucking like have any job that's like requires much. You have so much extra time on your hands, and you also dress like shit. And so now I'm like, this swag gap is ridiculous.
So really what you're saying is it just is based on the person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe, I guess.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can agree with that. I think a swag gap is tolerable when you fuck with the person. Yeah. It's like you wouldn't like somebody that's like, doesn't really do much, isn't really like specialized in one thing, doesn't have a lot of interest. So you wouldn't like that person to begin with. So you're not really going to be attracted to their swag. Whereas like if a person does check those marks, then okay, I can work with this.
That could be something. That could be something.
How do you feel though? Okay, how do you feel if you are in a swag gap relationship and the person is the swagger, the swaggiest of the two?
So they dress really well.
They dress really well. And then they're trying to dress you up. But you yourself, you have some swag to you. But they're like giving you a lot of stuff and like, babe, you should try this on. Babe, you should try this on. How do you feel? But they're doing it like with the best intentions too, not even in like a Kanye Kim way. Oh. In a, babe, here, try this.
If I fuck with their swag, I'd respect it. I'd be like, oh yeah, let me try it. They're bringing attention to me.
Yeah.
They see me in a different light. And I would like to think I trust them. So I like that.
Okay.
But you wouldn't? You don't like that?
I have mixed feelings about it. I do have mixed feelings. If it's done with good intention, yes, I can understand it. But I think sometimes I just get so like, I hate the feeling of being constricted, like really badly. And I would interpret my partner giving me a lot of things as like, oh, they're trying to constrict me to these clothes. Like they just want me to wear this. And then I would feel an extra pressure to wear these clothes because I'm like, oh my God, they got it for me. So I have to wear these clothes.
Don't you?
Like,
oh, yeah.
And okay, it's also different. Like if I really like the clothes, yeah, I'm going to be wearing that shit, like whatever. But if it's something that doesn't really feel like me and they keep on giving me these clothes, I would start to take it as a hit from them. Like they're trying to dress me up like a doll. Yes.
Yeah, I get
and then that's when I start to feel really constricted.
Oh, it's like See, that's the thing. I hate when it feels like your partner would be more attracted to you if you dress different.
Oh my God, yeah.
If you dress different, you know?
Oh, that sucks so badly.
Oh, that's the worst.
Gosh, that's such a bad feeling.
I hate seeing people start to dress a different way because it feels like, it feels like that fucking scene with Cassie in Euphoria, dressing like, and for the attention of this man.
Yes.
Wait, are there boobs in this scene?
She needed to clear her head. She was putting into herself.
Or she thought she was so trim.
Hey.
Sub 5 moment.
Wait, why? My class is why then?
Anyway, back to where.
Yes. That's the worst. It's like I see someone dressing for their partner and not themselves anymore, and I get on my knees and I start praying.
It hurts. It genuinely hurts me. I just want to like go up and like shake them.
No, truly, because I'm like, oh,
like, wake up.
No, genuinely, it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. Because like, what's the difference between wanting to look good for your partner versus like, because you know, like sometimes you're like, oh, I want to look good.
I do think about that. What is that line?
I would hope they like me just for me and this weird ass shit.
Yeah, I remember when I was younger, like teenager, and I was in my first relationship, I think I subconsciously changed the way that I dressed without even fully recognizing what I was doing. Looking back now, I remember like I would like want to wear like dresses and like skirts and be more feminine, even if I didn't necessarily feel like it, just because I was like, oh, I'm supposed to dress this way because I'm a girl in a relationship and this is my boyfriend and like, you know, like this is what they like. Looking back now, like, girl, you can wear baggy shirts or jeans. It's okay. Like, it's okay. So I think now that I'm older, I sometimes even make it a point to wear more baggy clothing or like abstract or something that's like maybe a little bit out there when I'm first meeting somebody, because it's like, this is a test.
Do you fuck with this or not?
Do you fuck with this or not?
I think
it's kind of like screening.
Yeah, it goes back to like masculinity and femininity.
Where'd the baggy pants go?
And how it appears in the clothes we wear, because for so many of us, obviously gender roles are just ingrained in us without our consent of, okay, this is what is expected of you since you are a woman or since you are a man. And I think a lot of people have hit like this inflection point when they're in their teen years where they're trying to figure out, do I accept this role that has been placed onto me without my consent, without I don't have any say in whether I'm a man or a boy, a man or a woman. So like, should I dress masculine? Do I like dressing masculine? Do I like dressing feminine? And then it's interesting because I think I've even seen my sister, who's like 6 years younger than me, when she was like a preteen and like in middle school, she was more like tomboyish, like dressing a little more like masculine-y, boyish, you could say. And as she got older, she would actually do like more feminine, like a girl and doing that. And so I always find interesting, she went through a rejection of femininity early on, and then now an acceptance of it and liking that because it was under her own terms that she wants to do that.
Yes, I think a lot of women experience that. I had a similar face too. I mean, when it comes to really a lot of things, femininity, religion, my culture, a lot of it was just like, I'm rejecting this because I don't like how you guys have done this. I don't like how I've seen it in my environments. I don't like the portrayal of it. And so definitely went through my phases of like, fuck this, fuck you all. I'm angry all the time. And then going through the process of redefining what it means under my own lens.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I've definitely.
And it comes with fashion too, like as we were talking about, like, I was not always swaggy.
No. And like, I don't know, relationships ultimately are just about, can someone accept you for the way that you are, for like everything you are and you are not. And it kind of ties back into just one, like, how do you show up as your most authentic self? And do you have the courage to do that? And I always advocate, like, if you're going on a date, dress in your most, like, you way possible. And I've had habits of, like, dressing, you know, before, like, being like, oh, like, I need to look a certain way to be accepted. Or I need to, like, portray myself as a certain way. And I think I've gotten better about just fully coming in as, like, this is, like, me, you know? In every aspect, not even just romantic relationships. Because, like, people should be less judgmental. Like, that's a big part of it. Like, I don't think people should be so judgmental as to judge you simply just off, like, how you choose to portray yourself on one specific day. And I don't think anyone, so I think when it comes to like dressing for people, I don't think you shouldn't be worried about scaring away people by how you dress at all, or like being less attractive because you're not stereotypically female, stereotypically male, masculine enough, feminine, you know, like feminine enough, all that. Like it's truly just be yourself. Which has been like the last few episodes.
I was about to say the last 3 episodes we've really just been pushing like, literally just be yourself. Wear what you want to wear, act how you want to. Just be yourself. It'll save you a lot of time. It'll save you a lot of missed friendships or broken relationships if you just go into every interaction knowing your intentions and showing up as yourself.
And that's literally how you get a damn boyfriend. And this whole idea of like, okay, because this episode is sponsored by Hinge. And one thing that is funny about that
So a lot of people out there want to manipulate, okay? And the thing is, sometimes they don't know where to start. They don't know where to find their targets. They do find their targets, they're completely misreading them. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're
Hold
thinking,
up. Wait, Captain Swag here. He looked like the girl from The Incredible. Edna. Looks like Edna. The shoulder pads, bro. Yeah, bro, that was nice, man. Huh.
I want to be so much more than just sour plate in Japan. Give me a second. Get it out. I just love my. I just. Thank you.
That sound right.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. No, yeah.
Big blood.
How did you
What
get
the
your rap
fuck? He
name?
sucking on a that front.
Shit. Too many. I used to have a big friend group and shit. Niggas was I just had to get slimy, you feel me? Cut some niggas off. Too many fake niggas.
How did you get your rap name?
Realest shit I ever heard.
big, you know, I feel like a lot of people think, oh, you know, someone who's mentally feeble, someone who's like crying all the time, just like a nervous wreck. That's not always the best for your brand of manipulation, especially if you're a gaslighting, everything's your fault type manipulator. Because the thing is, you don't want someone that weak because they've played those games before, okay? How do you think they got that mentally weak in the first place? Sometimes they got it from their family members, you know, their parents, okay? That's perfectly fine in that case. However, other times they got it from a previous relationship, maybe friends they've been around, and at that point, it's that they've played those games before, okay? They're much more likely to catch on. If they've established any sort of support system in their life, however, we can't agree just in general having a support system is a bad sign, but if they've established one, then that support system is much quicker to tell them, oh, you know, this person, they might be gaslighting you, you know, they might just be pinning things on you when it's not necessarily your fault. If you want to gaslight somebody, you want to be their first gaslighter, okay? So you want to come across someone who seems strong-minded, who seems like they've honestly not been through that much in their life. You want to be the first one because the second gaslighter is never as good as the first. Most of the time when you're manipulating, you want to work in, when you're finding your target, you want to look through two extremes, right? You want either that super like healthy, like strong-minded person who seems like completely fine, well-adjusted and everything, or you want that weak person who's like very clearly crying all the time and just has been through the ringer. No, I mentioned before that you didn't want that person. However, again, it depends on your style of manipulation. Like me personally, I'm a love bomber. Like that's what I do, okay? So that group, like, you know, back in my heyday, that was my bread and butter. The thing about love bombing, okay, is when you find someone who's been treated so horribly their entire life, they're fiending for love, okay? They're fiending to be love bombed. So that's why it's a situation where sometimes they can tell you're doing it, but they don't want to stop it just because they want that love so bad. Desperate just to feel good again because they haven't felt good in so long, okay? And that's why, in my opinion, those are I'd say that's the easiest job to do. However, it comes with some occupational hazards, okay? Because most of the time they're not very mentally stable, can be a danger to you. It's all fun and games until they're beating down your door at 3 a.m., okay? However, someone you wouldn't want to love bomb is someone who seems like they
Will be
believe in
built.
themselves, they're super confident, you know, just like living through life, because they're much quicker to see through that. Mind you, love bombing, undefeated. Okay, like I think you, as a love bomber, you never really have to worry that much. Okay, however, with someone who's completely mentally unstable, you can love bomb them the first night, and you'll be completely fine. Okay, however, someone more mentally stable, someone who carries themselves better, you might have to wait a bit. Okay, you might have to taper off. Someone who's much more mentally stable, you're gonna have to do work to get to that love bombing point. Okay, and like honestly, being a manipulator, you're going to have some initial charisma to get your foot in the door regardless. Because simply put, you can't manipulate someone who doesn't want you. Okay, like what's the point of love bombing someone who doesn't want anything to do with you? You know, like how could you gaslight someone who has no stake or claim in what you want to be, you know, or what they want with you? I remember this one girl was telling me like, oh, Bryce, like I hate myself because of you, like I feel so dumb, you know, blah blah blah, you know, you gave me depression, blah 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 blah. And it's like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, was she gaslighting me? Honestly, I don't even care if she was, because again, at that point, she was already being removed from my life. I was like, why are you coming to me with this? So yeah, you got to get them to care in the first place, okay? But here's the thing. I will say something about the tweeners, okay? The people who are not on either ends of those extremes as far as being like super well-minded and super unwell-minded. The ones in the middle, they can be the most complicated. However, I'd say it makes both facets of manipulation easier. If you have people skills, right, and you can read people, it's much easier for you to figure out what you have to do in both directions. Okay, like you see what you can get away with on the gaslighting end and see what you can get away with on the love bombing end. It's like if you lack those people skills and lack those reading skills, you are going to struggle. But something I want you to understand in general is nobody's safe from manipulation. Okay, there's nobody that is like beyond the point of being manipulated if it's done well enough. Okay, even someone who's a manipulator themselves, you can know all the tricks, you can know all the tips in the trade and still succumb to it. I remember when I made my manipulation videos on TikTok, people are like, ooh, I'm gonna watch these so I know what to avoid. Okay, and it never made any sense that people did that, especially when I'm talking about love bombing. Okay, because then it's like, it's literally just saying nice words to somebody. That's all love bombing is when it comes down to it, is being nice to someone. Now obviously people are like, oh, it's being too nice too fast, but what does that even mean? Okay, in this day and age, everyone wants instant gratification. You see people say it all the time, oh, if they're not obsessed with me from the jump, I don't want it. Okay, so it's like, yeah, and then those same people like don't want to get love bombed. So it's like, what exactly do you want? Basically, people would watch my videos, my love bombing videos, and be like, oh, so now when people say this, I know that they're full of it. And it's like, no, like you understand the concept of manipulation, the concept of lying even, is saying things as if you genuinely feel them. There's simply nothing you can look at as like, oh, you know, that's just a line that they use, you know, in this situation. Because the thing is, there's gonna be a situation when it's not a line. Like I've told countless people that I love them when I knew I didn't. You know what I mean? Like it's just that simple, okay? However, when I do actually love someone, I'm still saying I love them. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's just how it works. There are times where I've said, oh my gosh, I can't believe you would do that to me. It feels like you're just being so inconsiderate of my feelings, when the person was being very considerate of my feelings, okay? They didn't really do anything wrong. Then a situation comes across where someone is being inconsiderate of my feelings, I'm gonna say the same exact thing. Okay, that's why, that's the point. That's what makes it so good. That's why you can't trust anybody. Just the nature of the beast. So those people going through life being like, oh, like these are the lines I gotta watch out for, those are some of the easiest marks, the easiest targets, because literally all you do is say the opposite, and they're like, oh, since they're saying the opposite of this thing that I'm just like categorizing as manipulation, that means they're not manipulating me. Like if you listen carefully, people will tell you exactly how to manipulate them, exactly how to lie to them. I remember I was talking to this one girl and I said, I appreciate you for being so understanding. I forgot, I'm trying to remember the specific context of it. Oh yeah, no, here's the crazy part. She wasn't even being understanding for it. I think it was an instance where it's like, I forgot to text her or something, and then she was mad about it. I was like, oh, like, I'm so sorry. And she's like, no, like, I appreciate you apologizing, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, thank you for being understanding. And then she was like, you know, that's actually a trigger for me, because, you know, in the past, like there'd be guys who would just like, you know, just drag me through the mud, just do so much, blah, 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 blah. And they would always just say like, thank me for being like so understanding. For one, that is ridiculous. Okay. That's a you cannot take that compliment simply because, by the way, I'm looking at my audio. Let me know if this video is quieter, because it's showing that it's quieter. I might turn it up in post. Anyways, it's like, that's a ridiculous thing to say, because understanding is just a regular compliment. Like me saying you understand something, it's like, look at the instance in which you're understanding. Like me saying, whoopsie, I didn't see your message, that's why I responded a couple hours late. Like that's not you understanding me. Like the men she was talking about, like, were literally like cheating on her and being like, oh, like, thank you for understanding. That's clearly not what I was doing. Like people aren't smart. But on top of that, she was telling me that I could do anything crazy, and as long as I don't call her understanding, things might go okay for me. She's telling me that she has a long tolerance for dealing with foolery, you know, and nonsense, tomfoolery. You know, here's the thing I usually say. I usually say don't take, you know, someone's exes like too much as like, oh, like this is what you're going to be able to do, because, you know, those people are exes for a reason. Oftentimes they were the ones who are like, oh, you know, this ex was doing this, so I'm going to end things with them. In particular instances, say, you know, ex super manipulative, doing a lot of crazy stuff, and then they broke up with them. Like, the manipulator broke up with your new manipulation target. At that point, they're clearly willing to accept it, right? Because they didn't even end the relationship on their terms. And then in the instance I just told you about, where Shorty, she was like, oh, like you can't say I'm understanding because blah, 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 blah. She clearly doesn't even know what's going on. Like, she doesn't really understand, like, what it was that the, oh, you're so understanding comment came from. And the thing is, if she actually thought that's what I was doing, like, if she genuinely thought, like, oh, you know, I'm on that type of timing to be like, you're so understanding, then drag her through the mud, why didn't she just end it right then and there? You know what I'm saying? Like, the more time someone spends like convincing you that like they can't be trifled with and not just exiting the situation, those are the people that can be trifled with the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, someone who takes the time to sit down and tell you, look, I'm not going to deal with you doing XYZ, is clearly dealing with you doing XYZ because they're willing to have a conversation with you about it. When it comes to things that I don't deal with, like things I genuinely don't deal with, that person, they're never going to hear about it from me. I'm just going to be gone. Because if you're not putting up with it, what is there to talk about? Like, how is that a discussion? You know, like, how, like, if you're like, okay, this is a thing that I have zero tolerance for, how is it even a topic of conversation? You're either in there or you're not in there. And if you're having for, like, that person, they're never going to hear about it from me. I'm just going to be gone. Because if you're not putting up with it, what is there to talk about? Like, how is that a discussion? You know, like, how, like, if you're like, okay, this is a thing that I have zero tolerance for, how is it even a topic of conversation? You're either in there or you're not in there. And if you're enough to talk about it, if you're willing enough to talk about it, you're in there. So it's like those people who are like, oh, like I don't put up with any foolishness. That's why if you see me on Twitter, bro, and I'm like arguing with like some post where it's like, ooh, you know, you mess up once, then you're getting cut off. And I'm like, yeah, bro, like most people who say this are capping. It's because they are capping. A lot of people who've been hurt love, you know, getting on the internet, you know, and presenting like this vision of themselves where it's like, oh, you know, I have no tolerance for BS. Like, if you try BSing me, you're going to regret it, blah, 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 blah. And they be taking the most BS. There have been plenty situations where I've like talked to women, put them through the most BS, right? And then after I leave the situation, they're talking about like, yeah, I don't put up with nothing. And it's like, girl, like you were just putting up with so much. Like, you're not a man eater. No, you just got ate by a man. And in some instances, men do the same thing. And it's like, nah, bro, you're not a woman eater. You got eaten by a woman. Like, if anybody is like blatantly like trying to encourage you that they're a certain kind of way, you know what I mean? And like, it's one thing, like, I feel like people would say this about my stories, like, oh, like, he's trying to, like, paint himself in a certain light because these stories. No, I'm just telling you what happened, okay? But if I get on here every day and I'm like, hey, you know, I'm this kind of person. I don't take any foolishness. I don't take any disrespect, blah, 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 blah. I'm clearly the kind of person who takes disrespect, because why do I feel the need to say that if it's just so blatantly true? I say this specifically when it comes to things like interpersonally dealing with other people, okay? Like, if you say something about yourself, like, oh, man, like, I'm a hard worker, then, like, you might be a hard worker just because, you know what I mean? But, like, oftentimes when people say something like socially, like, oh, you know, I'm nonchalant, I don't put up with foolishness, blah, 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 and they just keep like broadcasting those things and like saying, like claiming to be those things, like not just like claiming to be those things. Oftentimes it's not true, okay? They're putting on a show. If I'm about to date someone, right, and they say, hey, I'm just letting you know that like I don't put up with any foolishness. No, that's happened before. I remember this one girl, she's like, oh, I don't play any games. Like, I know you're like a games guy, but I don't play games, blah, 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 blah. If you were really not a games girl, you wouldn't be worried about the concept of me playing games, because the second the game started, you just wouldn't play. You know how sometimes like in passing, if it comes up, I'll mention that I don't date people that are close to their